Good morning, 11 a.m., August 12th, 2023 on a Saturday. Here comes my video live. Try audio. Yep, I've got audio there. Let's see. I got a few things lined up for today. Got one person in Zoom. The Zoom session is open and available. Let's see. You know what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to go do a quick review of the topics that I have listed because I just changed them. Maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes ago. Plans for a highly searchable premiere video this Wednesday. More BIOS questions and pictures from Sin. Actual name is Wayde. Josh Kinder, remote troubleshoot, unable. He's unable to upload a video to YouTube. It's when we won our Fortnite game last Saturday, I think it was. He's tried a few different things to upload it, can't upload it, so he may be connecting remotely to his computer today to try to solve that. 4 iPads and 1 laptop came in this morning from a client. What in the world are you doing with those, Doug? Well, I'll tell you about it when we get to that topic, if we get to that topic, and another stolen laptop battery to replace. Not the one I showed you a couple days ago of my own. And that's just standard. All right, so then let's go take a look at chat and say good morning to peoples. Pop out chat, make it bigger. And I didn't lose any chat messages this time. No, I did not. William Dawson, hello. Tony Walla with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Tony. He says good morning or afternoon or evening. I say hello to Tony. Rick Lakes. New topics added. The Drunken Troll. Hello, Rick Lakes. Hello, Greg Guy. Ran Israel. And Jonathan saying hello to everybody. Ran Israel. Dennis, I have a YouTube premiere at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. I don't think I have any shows scheduled to redirect to. So let's go have a look at that. Let's see, his premiere would be on YouTube, right? Come down here, redirect. Videos from other channels. Carrie Holzman has a show today. I don't see that showing up here. Why not? I don't know. Let's see. Am I subscribed to Dennis's Fortnite channel under my Live Windows Training account? That might be the issue. Let's try this. Go to Dennis's channel. Yeah, I'm subscribed. So I don't know why that's not showing up. You do have to have your YouTube channel. Well, here's something that I could show for other people too, right? So let me go do this. Come over here. Let's see, there's no comments to respond to. In YouTube Studio, for me to be able to redirect to somebody else's channel, there has to be something in here where you set to allow redirects from anyone can redirect to you, or only certain channels can redirect to you. Upload defaults, it wouldn't be there. Permissions, no, it wouldn't be there. Community, oh, live redirects. Here, live redirect. All channels can redirect to my content. If you don't have that check mark, then it's channels I subscribe to. So Dennis would have to be subscribed to me, which I suspect that he has. But if neither of these are check marked, then that would be why I cannot redirect to him. So Dennis, perhaps you can check that. Or explain why it's not working. I have another YouTube premiere. Yeah. Dennis, Jonathan, John Williams, good to see. Jenny, rocking to the monkey tune. Hope you're having a great day, Doug and Chad. Boy, did I ever... Oh, man. Forgetful Doug. Remember I got my car back? Well, I had my car in for servicing and full inside and outside detail, including the engine compartment. I was intending to take a photo of the engine compartment to show you my 128,000 mile beautiful engine compartment. But I had cleared all my stuff out of it. Well, I didn't reload my stuff into it. I just took what I thought that I would need for my trip to my client this morning. And when I got there, I realized I forgot the keys to their office. So I came back home. I went back to their office. Then I realized I forgot something else. Came back home. Ida Rivera, hello everyone. No electricity today until my phone dies. Ouch, ouch, that's no fun. Jonathan, Drunken Troll, Jonathan, Rick Lakes, Ida, Arnold Albert, hello. Click the blue and then scroll back up. Let's see, to there. Still one person in Zoom. Black Serendipity. Will a Floridian residency ever happen to you? He asked Ida. John Williams, cheers, buddy. Had my Mustang out today. From John to Jonathan. Rick, Jonathan, Black Serendipity, people saying hellos to each other's. Tony, Selden Ball, Alice is here, Lawn Dog's here. Jonathan asked for topics 4 and 6, which were more bias questions and pictures from Sin Wayde and Josh Kinder. Those are definitely questions from the community, so we will definitely be going to those two and going to those two first. The others are not from the community, so whether we get to them or not is optional. Tim Tech, yay, let's go, let's grow. Richard Rogers, CFWW. Richard Williams, another person in the Zoom session. We got 2 waiting there. Richard Rogers, Speedy C. Maybe YouTube is tired of people playing games with them. Austin Grace, hello to everyone in chat. Hope your Saturday is good. Lawn Dog, hey Doug, I tried to encourage someone to come join us. Was another YouTube channel. We'll see if he shows up. I think it could benefit possibly from seeing what's going on here. Well, thank you. Topic 4, more BIOS questions. From William. Zavi Minor, hello to you. Good morning, sir. Dennis, whoops, let's get back up here. Refresh your studio dashboard. Oh, that might be all I needed to do. I'll go hit the refresh button. Maybe because I opened the studio before Dennis scheduled that premiere. That would be a reason why it didn't show up. Dennis, premiere double feature Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Double feature Saturday part 2. And saving that. So that's the redirect for today. Let's see, Jonathan the Bronx, Darren, BH Ringer, hello, waiting for settings page. BH Ringer, Jonathan, Rick Lakes, people saying hellos to each other. BH Ringer, please hit that button and subscribe. Tim Tech says topics 7 and 8. And what were those? Back over here, 7 and 8. 4 iPads, 1 laptop this morning from a client, another swollen battery. Eesh. I'm going to put you on mute for a moment. Okay, well that was a different experience for you to just sit there waiting, talking amongst yourselves. Oh, where was I at? What was I doing? I guess still on chat room. Yeah. Topic 7 and 8, which was, yeah, I said those two could be quick if I just tell a little bit about what I'm doing with those. After closing opening Chrome, all channels can redirect to my channel is checked. Ida, Dennis, BH Ringer, John Williams, does a BIOS like on this Gigabyte motherboard be flashed to a different motherboard manufacturer? Let's see. Let me try to grasp that. Does a BIOS like on this Gigabyte motherboard be flashed to a different motherboard manufacturer? I think what you're asking there, could you, yeah, if you got a BIOS update for one version of BIOS and you try to flash that on another motherboard, most of them in modern days, current days, won't allow it, won't let you do it. But older motherboards, I think you could mistakenly or errantly try to flash the wrong BIOS and totally brick the motherboard. I haven't been down that road. I'm not an authority on that subject, so take that for what it is. How's the elephant doing? Topic 8, and that was one of those two that I just looked at. BH Ringer, are you familiar to, that's to Ida. I think this is the elephant. She's a happy girl. Have 800 acres with lake ponds and right diet and lovely care. She's shared a little bit about with us previously about that elephant. All right, and then I think I'm going to guess this link that Wintermeat put in is for the elephant. Yeah, it is. So that'll take you straight to that elephant. So let's go bring in people in Zoom. Zoom participants, here you come. Be ready to mute your audio. Give me a thumbs up in Zoom. Oops, oh, I already brought them up. All right, you're on video. So then I'll turn my camera on and turn my microphone on. So now you're going to hear me through Zoom. And then I change the audio of Zoom so that the audience can hear you. So hello, William.
Hello.
Ah, I hear you. Let's see. And hello, Josh.
Hey, bud.
All right, so we're going to get connected to Josh's computer and try to do that video upload. Can you go ahead and launch the DougBetts remote on your computer?
Yep.
I'm closing down some other things on Baby Beast. Oh, and I was at a client's office this morning. I launched my LogMeIn Rescue on one of their internal computers. So I have to do my two-factor authentication in order to get it opened on Baby Beast. Give me a 3 in the chat room if you're able to hear the people in the Zoom session. Pretty please.
The Windows firewall, I blocked some features of this app.
Yes. Allow that. I see the 3s in chat. Thank you.
User account control would allow.
Yes. Click allow. Dennis Sasser, topic number 6. Also, Good Girl Jen says hello. She's streaming at the moment. Ah, wonderful. Good Girl Jen plays Fortnite with us on occasion. Let's see. And Dennis's request there was for number 6. That was the Josh Kinder one. All right. Then let's go bring up Josh's computer on screen. And make that full screen, minimize that, minimize Zoom, and drag it down below my picture in picture. And okay, Josh, go ahead and show us how you're trying to upload that video.
This is what I normally do.
Okay, I see what's going wrong is your video is an MKV file. YouTube doesn't support that file type.
Okay, so how do we convert it to MP3, or can that even be done?
Yes, it can be done. Did you have that open in a video editing software?
I don't have any video editing
No,
software.
you don't. Okay, so that video that you were trying to upload, was that recorded from OBS?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we need to change the format of your OBS so that it is creating videos in a form that YouTube can accept. Now let's see that channel content. Let's go back and see where that was again. Upload
I
videos.
also have an idea. I could put a link telling everybody where to find that video on your channel with your permission.
Oh, Oh, that's interesting. All right, so to do that, I would have to get the video to me and then convert it to MP4.
He can remux it in OBS.
OBS lets you redo it? Okay,
Yes.
great. Well, let's go do that now. Thank you, Jim.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
All right.
And I was anticipating that somebody in this community was going to know how to deal with this better than what I was going to come up with. So I just launched OBS. And then, Jim, I'm assuming we have to open that into OBS?
Give me a second. Yeah, you basically here's I gotta open up mine so I can do it.
Sure.
If you go under try to remember where it is. Hang on. Yes, if you go under File, there's an option to remux recordings.
Oh, yeah.
The window will pop up, and then you'll be able to direct it to wherever the file is. Once you have the file loaded in that window, you hit the remux button, and it'll convert it to MP4.
All right. I gotta figure where was that? Where is that at? That was in the videos. It's an MKV. This is it one of these, Josh?
Yeah, that one, Doug. The one that you were just on. Not that one. Yeah, that one.
August 5th. All right. So click on that, open it. And there it shows that file name. And then over here, target file, it shows the MP4. And then we just click remux, right, Jim?
That's it. That's all you have to do.
That was so difficult.
I would have never known that.
I've never bothered to change the default format in OBS, so I typically have to do this.
Oh, all right.
I don't even know how I changed the format.
I suspect you didn't ever change it. I suspect that was the default for
OBS
OBS.
defaults to MKV.
All right. How about we take this opportunity to go find where to change that? Looking for, let's see, it'd be some kind of a settings. Here's settings. You're probably on an output, video output, streaming, recording right here. Same as stream. Here it is, recording format. Change it from MKV to MP4. So now it should automatically save in the format that you can upload to YouTube. All right, then we'll just, is there any, well, let's see, I'll just exit from OBS to make sure that those settings get saved. And then select files, and we'll get that August 5th MP4. Do you agree, Josh, this is the right one now?
Yeah, that's the right one.
All right. And then open. And still, oops, something went wrong. Let's do a refresh of this browser page. That shouldn't make a difference. And then upload videos. Select files. Here's the August 5th MP4.
That's
Still not.
weird.
Let's go take another look at it then. See, that was in the videos folder. Let's just go straight to the videos folder and make sure it'll play. Here's August 5th, MP4, double click.
It played.
Right, I'm gonna go advance forward and see that, yeah, Fortnite is actually showing there. Close that. Again, look at, let's say lawn dog. Are we sure the video is good under that format? We can play it back. Yeah, just check that. I'm looking at the last chat messages to see if anybody's got an idea of what's going wrong here. Something went wrong. We've encountered unexpected problems. That's not clickable, that error message. I'm going to change that name. Call it Fortnite Win. Don't see any reason why it wouldn't have accepted that name that was on it. At the moment, just throwing mud at the wall, see if something sticks until we get a better idea. Fortnite Win, MP4. Oops, something wrong and unexpected problems. Let's go look at what account we're signed in with. Josh Kinder Fortnite. The only channel we have. Let's try uploading some other video. We don't care what other video, as long as it's an MP4.
It looked like to me, it looked like I can't upload any videos at all.
It's kind of feeling like.
Look, I'd love to know why that is.
Let's log out of your YouTube account and then log back in. Oh, that was, were we using Microsoft Edge for that?
Yeah,
Do you have Google Chrome installed?
no.
All right. Close Edge. Sign into Google. Which Josh Kinder is the right one?
The top one.
Your two-step verification. Lawn Dog says, I wonder if VLC can convert it. Convert it to what? We already have it as MP4. Wintermute says he has Brave. We could try it with Brave. And let's go to YouTube. And then we'll sign into YouTube.
Trying to
That's
upload a
interesting.
video.
Huh?
Trying to upload one of my videos.
Oh,
Hello, I'm Mary.
oh my
Say
goodness.
hi.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. I want you to know that we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that.
The microphone is really good at picking up people across the room.
Yes, it is. Okay, well, you guys have a good day.
All right, thank you. You too. Still got, oops, something went wrong. So let's try Brave. Is that open? I think that's down here, right? Yes. The red line in the middle of the taskbar is a Brave browser from Wintermute. Oh, I guess Long Dog is suggesting we use VLC to convert from MKV to MP4 using VLC. All right, then let's go to YouTube. How long has it been since you successfully uploaded a video to YouTube?
I don't even remember.
It may not have been with this computer, right?
May not, no.
Could you go ahead and put in your email address and password? Complete that. I've got you off of screen now. So I'm suspecting there may be something along those lines that you haven't uploaded with this computer before and something is somehow blocking us. Looking at
most of my upload I do at my house, and then I just do live stream here.
yeah. Okay, I'm just kind of speed reading through the chat room here. Let's see, what other names have I missed any names to say hello to? I don't think so.
The only thing is I don't know my password. I have it saved in Microsoft Edge.
Okay, do you know how to go back to Edge and pull it up? I do. I'm not displaying your screen right now, so you're free to do that. If you don't know how to do it, I'll take you there without bringing it up.
I know how to
screen.
do it, but I don't know what password it is.
All right, well then go. Do you know how to go find the password in Edge?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go ahead and do that. I'm reading chat. Let's see, Dennis, Jeff, inside. People checking in with each other. Stumbled upon a video conversion tool this week. I think it would also do the job. It's available from Microsoft Store. I don't think we have a problem with the video itself.
No, it happens rather quickly.
Yeah, and Jim has lots of experience with that. Lower right settings, that's probably back when I was looking for how to make that change in OBS. Great when you have software that allows you to choose video format. Yeah. Oh, speaking of watermark, do you guys see the watermark in the left corner of my video where it says XSplit Broadcaster? That just showed up today. I have a paid version. I shouldn't have a watermark there, although my subscription did just renew. So I'm wondering if I have to do something to apply that. I guess I can answer whether it's, oops, sorry, Josh. I got my hands on the wrong keyboard. I might have messed you up.
You're fine.
You're okay. All right. Get the correct keyboard, Doug. Yeah, you are seeing the XSplit Broadcaster watermark.
I cannot find my password.
Oh yeah, because there's so many Google. Look for the one that has the right email. All right. You know how to do a copy? Yeah, select all of that and copy it. All right. Let's see. You want to do that in Brave. All right. So then he's pasting it. Okay. Looking good. Yes. Then he got the two-step verification. It doesn't sound like to record MP. It doesn't like to record in MP4. Can't pause the recording for one thing. There's a caution when you selected record. There's a caution when you selected record in MP4. Oh, are we sure the video is a good video? I don't think it has a watermark. I just tinkered with it. It certainly wouldn't hurt to try it. It comes from Mike's. That was the other conversion software I think he was talking about. And we'll look to see if there's any software blocking it. Just try playing the video we did. Has anyone ever returned a SSD to Amazon? After you had thrown away the packaging, will they accept it? Yeah, I think you can just if you're getting instructions to take it into a facility, I think you can just hand them the SSD. I don't think it has to be in a box. That question from John Williams. And there's another conversion software. Looks like I see VLC. Yes, it was VLC. Okay, so now let's go see how we're doing with Josh. Switching back to Josh's screen. You're signed in. I'd like to take a few moments to help Google work better for you. Add or confirm recovery email, home address. Not now.
I don't really care about any of that.
Yeah. YouTube wants to show notifications. Let's allow that in case it shows us a notification about what's gone wrong. And here we are signed in with Josh's YouTube account. Let's go look at YouTube Studio just to verify. We do see your list of videos and get a confirmation we're on the right account. Yes. Then create, upload videos. Do this looking over here because I've got it on screen. Go to the videos folder. Fortnite wins MP4. Open. That looks good. That worked. So there's something from Edge that we're having trouble with.
That's weird.
You may think it's weird.
A lot of people around here just took that with a grain of salt. If you find something not working, try some other way to go about it, some other angle to figure out what is actually the source of the trouble. Do you have any extensions installed in Edge? Let's go look at that. Extensions.
I'll refrain from any other comment. You know my position on Edge.
That's the only extension I believe. And that's something that I use with Alex for the emoji.
Yeah, so Bitmoji, something to do with emojis, so I can't imagine how that would be a problem. Now then, how about permissions for websites? Let's go to settings, and then I think it's in privacy. And then let's see, privacy, track allow sites, function improvement, security, manage certificates. Services, now where is it? Let me try searching for sites. Each website can have permissions that are allowed and not allowed. Looking at really tiny text here. You get my second monitoring of the YouTube stream visible on the other monitor here, so that I can not lose my place in the chat room, but still see the most recent chat messages. Nope, don't see anything on guiding me to that. So, get notifications, Edge, customize toolbar, no. Site permissions, home button, no. Context menus, no. Fonts, no. Really, is this what's given to me for site? I don't feel like I've completed that search. Here it is. Site permissions. 76 results. There's recent activity on those. Let's go click on this right arrow. Get in specific site permissions. Google.com, GitHub, HP, Microsoft, Zoom. This doesn't scroll down any further. That's all the specific permissions we have. And all permissions. Let's get to default permissions. What do we have? Well, these are all showing search results. I canceled the search results and I should be able to get out of that. Oh, but it took me all the way out of that. Here, your profile. This is just showing us all this stuff. It's privacy search. Start home new tabs, share default, downloads, reset accountability, privacy and search. This is where I thought it would be. This is the tracking prevention section. There's clear browsing data. Privacy. Hard diagnosis, search and service, personalization, security, certificates, blog, turn on sites, services to get info about sites, services. I was at the right place that I wanted. It's just that it had all those search result things in my way. Here, all permissions. Okay, let's search for permissions. Site permissions. So if I do search for site permissions to get just to that. Now, location, camera, microphone. See, none of these actually sound like they have to do with limiting uploads. I think for the moment, Josh, I want to walk away from this and say use Brave for uploading videos. You don't do that all that often from this computer in particular, and I think we're just not making very good progress on this.
No, I don't do it that often, no.
All right, so let's step away from that unless somebody comes up with a good solution for it. Cookies and site permissions on the left menu, Rand Israel said. Cookies and site permissions on the left menu. I do want to see that because I need to slap myself on the hand for not getting to that quicker. And I've struggled for this too many times. There it is. Site permissions. All right. That's kind of obvious. If I would have read through those and read the whole phrase, I probably would have recognized it.
So which Doug do we blame this on this time? Impatient Doug?
Yeah, or I don't know. You may make it up. All sites. View permissions for sites that you have visited. And YouTube's not in here, so there's nothing restricted for YouTube. How about giving? All right. I'm gonna go one step further with this. If we go to youtube.com, and what I'm thinking here is grant all rights for youtube.com to see if that solves it. Now, a person might not want to grant all rights to any particular website, but to troubleshoot it, we can do that temporarily. Then I'll want to add a site. Is there a way to actually add it here? Sort by name, search, youtube.com. I don't know that I've ever tried to manually add permissions for a site. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. Okay, try this way. How to add permissions for a specific website in Edge. Navigate to the website, lock icon. Yeah, that was one thing that was honestly on my mind. Lock icon, right there. Permissions for this site. Reset permissions. These are all set for, not all set for ask, but for allow. Reset permissions. This, clicking that should reset them to default, which they're already on. Insecure content is blocked. Doesn't make sense that that would be blocking us. All these others are set to ask or set to allow. There's no save for this screen. Oops, put the wrong button there. That's why you got the blur. Go back into that and see that that change stuck. And then, oh no, wait a minute. Here's some blocked. Pop-ups and redirects are blocked. Well, I could have been trying to do a pop-up when doing that. Intrusives, ads, allow. I didn't notice those were blocked. I'm looking for anything that's blocked. Allows and asks should work out okay for us. All right, now if I close that settings page, close the settings page, go back to YouTube, click on the lock, be sure those changes stuck. Pop-ups and redirects are set to allow, so those changes did stick. Now, does this fix the issue? If it does, then this has been a worthwhile diversion. If it does not, then it's been a waste of time. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I can upload the same video. Nope, still something wrong. All right, step away from the problem. All right, Josh, so I'm going to leave you to finish that out however you want, and I'm going to take your computer off screen because you know what to do from there, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it Doug and I play Fortnite.
Okay. All right, I'm going to move that mouse and keyboard away so I don't interfere with you, and then go back and catch up with chat, and then go take on, I think, Sin's topic would be next. Go through my files. Does Josh have any ports blocked? Windows Defender. Finally, does YouTube have restrictions, suspensions on accounts? So we have eliminated all of those possibilities. Since Brave works, then it can't be ports on his computer, can't be Windows Defender, can't be restrictions or suspensions on the account. If somebody downloads after all these years between multiple machines, it's hard to remember all the software I've tried. Yeah, you and me both. I wonder if VLC concur. I have had times when people have recommended a particular software and I go look it up and I go, oh, I have used this before. Yeah, this just jumped on me. I'm trying to get back to where I was. Then I'll stop moving the screen up and down. Use Handbrake and remux it again. The file conversion seemed usually quick to me. So it was not a problem with file conversion. We don't need to go down that road. It was a problem with the browser somehow. Sure have other tools. Geez, Saturday busy with client phone calls from Greg. Some days it's quiet. Yeah, I get quiet days and busy days with clients. By the way, Josh, sometimes this is why it's good to have a password book. It's much easier sometimes in certain circumstances just to open your book and see if it's there. No, that'd be personal preference. I do have some passwords that I store in an alternate location outside of my password manager because it is easier to look up, particularly if I'm having to look up a password on my phone. I found using the password managers on the phone to try to go look up a password is more presses on the screen to do that. Like a Samsung Evo Pro installed on peer-to-peer machine may have issues. Let's see, I'm kind of scanning through these quickly. Watermark was seen. Yes, watermark. Do anything to avoid typing. Prices drop. Caution displayed in OBS. We never did look at that caution in OBS. Well, we got it to successfully upload. I'm wondering if it's still relevant to go look at that caution. Dennis, do you think we still need to go look at that caution? Let's see. Josh is still working on that video, so we're not going to do it now. And Josh uploaded OBS on Aunt Mary. Yeah, he did. He informed me that he did try it from Aunt Mary's computer and had the same problem. Josh, were you trying it with Microsoft Edge on Aunt Mary's computer?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, so Jim is just gonna put that feather in his cap, and he's gonna hit us back many times over and over. See, this is why I told you, no edge. Yes?
I keep trying to tell people. I don't have a very favorable opinion of Chrome either, but
yeah,
it's not Edge.
I got you on that.
Video uploaded though.
Okay. Well, let's see. I don't see any other comment from Dennis, so I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that warning in OBS. So back, Josh's computer back on screen. Going back to OBS. Let's see. Waiting for it to load. Whoops, wrong mouse. So that's why that click didn't respond. It looked like I was pointing it to the mouse to me, but that was the wrong mouse. All right, so File, Remux Recordings, and nothing wrong with taking that same video. It'll ask if we want to overwrite the file that's already there. So somewhere in here there was some kind of a warning. Recording remuxed. Not seeing any warning. No. Let's see, where was that warning at? Go back. 1132 is where I'm at. I'm going to go search DDT 2005 to find.
It's when you change the default recording format.
Oh. All right. The default. Oh, all right. Gotcha. Geez, I said where I was at and then forgot it promptly. Changing the recording format. Let's close this, then go to where that was. That was on settings and output. Recording format, MP4, down here. Warning, recordings cannot be paused if the recording quality is set to same as stream. All right, that's acceptable. I don't see that Josh is going to try to pause the recording while he's doing live streams.
I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, I don't. I think there is a sensible purpose to it in the sense because sometimes when you're doing a live stream, sometimes you walk away from the computer and leave everyone to visit amongst themselves, and then you come back and resume. So if you were to pause the recording when you walk away and come back, well, then you would have a recording that doesn't have those gaps in time, but then that means you have to upload that. I just don't see that makes sense to take that kind of time. So we'll leave that alone. Can't pause the recording. Yeah, that's what Dennis is telling us. All right. I wonder where I was at. Yeah, I recognize there's the watermark.
Don't use Microsoft Edge to upload videos. Use the Brave browser.
That's correct.
Okay.
You should be fine with that. For that computer, the computer at your home doesn't seem to have that trouble, because I imagine you're uploading videos with Edge from that computer, right? At the group home?
Yeah, I haven't uploaded a video in God knows how long.
All right.
But I would assume that computer at the group home doesn't have any problem.
Well, I don't know. It might have a problem now. If there's been some kind of an update for Edge that is somehow causing a problem, I don't know. So it might be worth you trying that to see if Edge at the group home also has trouble, because that would mean there's been some change between the relationship of Edge. Yeah, between the relationship of Edge and YouTube. Service 2 years. I disabled Edge Browser. That doesn't stop it from appearing whenever it wants to. Overkill, but at the time I was really interested. This was the board that I chose. Let's see, I got to get through these quickly to move on to another topic. How far behind am I? That's 11:35. It's 11:52. So that's like, what, almost 20 minutes. Cookies and site permissions on the left. Okay, so I'm going to start looking just for oranges and just for recent comments. Nicholas Hooks, happy birthday. Yes, he told us about that coming up. It is today. It's a tough question to answer without me doing my own testing. That's between those two. Considering Microsoft wanted people to use Edge for internet stuff, most people end up having to move to something else to get things done. I understand. I stand with Jim. I'm not a fan of Edge. BDC and Jim are forming a club.
My standard comment is you use Edge to download a real browser.
Okay. And when you set up a new computer, you have to use Edge to do that, right?
Yes and no.
You have somebody else do it for you? Come over here and help me with this.
I have Ninite to take care of those problems for me.
Oh, okay. Sure. That's a way you could avoid using Edge. And Ninite you have on a memory stick, so you don't even need to download it.
Nope.
Got it. Got it. Let's see. Dennis says you didn't read what I said about changing the recording format to MP4. Different error is displayed from what you displayed. You didn't read what I said about changing the recording format to MP4. Different error is displayed from what you displayed. So it was different error than saying that you can't pause videos. All right, here's what I could do is I could go back in the live stream and see what I actually had showing then, because it's possible whatever the error was then is not showing up now. So you are seeing the recording of the stream. That's 4 minutes ago. There's going into settings. I'm thinking this is the second time around. Output. And then, yeah, see, it's already on MP4 there. So that's not the one. Here's another time. Now, this was when we're converting it. And then, or maybe this was me testing to see if that error message shows up. Not seeing any warning. Yeah, no, that's not the one we need to get to. So we need to get to one before that. Here it is. No, that's not it. That's when we were trying to do. Oh, that's when we successfully did the upload. That's when we were trying to fix the browser. And that's also when we're trying to fix the browser. That was a successful upload. That's also browser. If somebody has the specific timestamp when that was, it'd be really useful. No, that's too far back. I think I was wrong about that being too far back. Let's go back further. His channel. Here. Here, changing from NKV to MP4. There's a yellow message here already. Warnings cannot be paused if the recording quality is set to same as stream. That's not the message Dennis wanted me to see. So here we're changing it. And where is there a warning message? I still didn't see it. So it's back at this -37. Of course, that's -37 from our current point, so that's going to change. Dennis, if you can give me something more specific, I'd be happy to address it. And there's the MKV, so that's before changing it. Here we're changing the output to MPV4, and I'm not seeing any other error message or warning message. Okay, so I'm going to pause that there and give Dennis a chance to, whoops, sorry, Joss, I hit your wrong keyboard again. 11:54 a.m., he says in chat. 11:54 a.m. How am I going to find 11:54 a.m.? I need to be able to see the time stamp because I'm currently seeing, so 54, well, that's almost an hour. 11:54 is almost an hour into the video. So, okay, so the video is 11:54. That'd be, well, that was 4 minutes ago. 11:54. Oh, he's saying in the chat, 11:54. 11:54. You didn't read what is this the 11:54 you're talking about? Or here? OBS caution that appears when you select MP. Recording saved to MP4 will be unrecoverable if the file cannot be finalized. Recording saved to MP4 will be unrecoverable if the file cannot be finalized. Okay, so I think what that's saying is, like, if your computer crashes while you're doing the recording, you're not going to be able to recover the file. All right, we can live with that.
If you rewind the video to where it says -40 minutes, roughly,
All right.
-40 minutes and, hold on, -40 minutes and about 18 seconds.
Okay, the -40 minutes and 18 seconds is changing every second that the live stream goes on.
Right.
So we're looking through here. Does this look like the right thing that I'm displaying now? Oh, this is in the Remux. Was it during the Remux portion?
It was during the Remux. It was right after the Remux portion where we decided to change the default recording format.
All right. Still go forward?
Yeah, go forward.
There's a little delay what you're seeing on the live stream. from our Zoom conversation. Now I'm going into tool. Well, I'm looking for where to change the default output, and then I go to file menu eventually. Come on, go to the left, Doug. Come on, go to the left. It's left. One more, Doug. Come on, go over there. There you go. Now down to settings, right. Now output.
Now you know what's going on while you're doing things.
Yeah, I know that's what you guys are all saying. This looks like the same thing I was just showing though, because this is where we're changing it from MK4. So we're changing it. So there's some other warning that comes up here.
Yes, there's a different warning that comes up at that point.
Okay, I just did that. Now I just paused it. Still don't see that warning that you're describing, right? So it's still forward.
Oh, I gotta go look at it myself. Hang on.
I'm going forward.
Yeah, I'm looking at the remux. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. But anyway, Dennis gave us the verbiage of it.
Okay.
So, but I don't think that's going to be of concern to Josh.
No, it's not going to be, but it's just that it's there. That's all.
All right. I repeated it. Yeah, here's the frustration that people in the chat room experience. Dennis is here. He's trying to yell at me, and I'm not hearing him in the chat. I know this, people. I've been on the same side of it as you are. All right.
I cut on by.
Let's move on. Shall we move on, Jim?
Yeah, I think that's enough squirrel.
Yeah. All right. 2 different warnings. There shouldn't be any warnings for normal operations. Well, yeah, as long as normal. Yeah, there shouldn't be any problem for normal operations as long as the computer doesn't crash or something else. As long as you end the live stream in a normal fashion, the video should be fine. Okay. That's the chat room. Then I want to get, why is that not? Why does that not get me? Oh, there it is. That's because I had that video all big and stuff. All right, so then the other one from the community is from Wayde. Let me bring up his emails. I have communications with him back to 2021 on other subjects. And let's see, here's more emails from him. I showed you this during a Windows Daily. So to remind you, he says, I had an incident of Windows 10. The only thing I could do was go into BIOS. My boot drive had changed from Sabrent NVMe to Sabrent NVMe. It was supposed to boot to the Samsung 980. I tried it 6 times and even plugged a USB with Windows 10 Pro, set it as a boot drive. So I responded to him during a Windows Daily and asked him to give us some pictures. He got the computer to a place where he says it's working great. But then his remaining question is that I'm so nervous to go into BIOS, what my settings are. If you're inclined, I'd like to go through BIOS. Show me what may be your preferred settings or setups in BIOS. So I had sent an email back to him, telling him that I replied to him in yesterday's live stream. Here's the link where I replied to him in that live stream. And I will put that into chat. My first reply to Sin. So that gives you that if you want to use that for reference. But we'll move on to his subsequent email, a couple of them. I took pictures in BIOS using digital camera because I refuse to have a smartphone. There's another club starting, I think, with him and Greg, right? First issue, XMP setting is disabled. If XMP has something to do with ECC in memory, I guess it should be enabled. Yes or no? Well, let's go ahead and address this one. And Jim, I know you're more qualified on that one than I am. XMP has something to do with what? Overclocking or
it's referred to as extreme memory profile.
right.
When you buy a set of RAM, it defaults to a particular speed. It depends on what generation it is. Generally speaking, if you plug in something like 3200 megahertz memory, then at least that's what it says on the package, it will default to 2400. You have to enable the extreme memory profile to get the actual speed that's on the package.
Ah, excellent description. Now, ECC is an error correcting
memory that's usually used in servers. It's not used in desktops for the most part.
Okay, and so those are completely different topics, XMP and ECC. Agreed?
Yes, completely different.
Okay, so that is addressing that question. So he's asking, should he enable it?
Yes.
And I say yes to get the speed of the memory that you purchased.
Which can be somewhat important if you're running on internal graphics on the CPU. Because the internal graphics on the CPU tends to run at the memory speed, or literally half the memory speed. So for example, if you have DDR4 3600, the memory clock on the internal graphics will be at 1800.
Okay, I heard what you said. I just need to go turn the air conditioner on. All right. Then the next piece, boot manager, is the Sabrent drive. And let's see, what did he tell us about which one it was supposed to be? Changed to Sabrent. So he wanted the boot drive to be the Samsung.
Yes.
So it looks like boot manager is the Sabrent drive. So what I had told him to do was msconfig, bringing that up on screen, to select his boot drive. So I think what he's implying is that the Sabrent manager, or I'm suspecting what he's saying. I don't know. That's not making sense.
No, I think he's referring. There's a BIOS setting where you select what's actually is the boot device. It's conceivable that the Sabrent did have an operating system that he cloned maybe to the 980 or 9 whatever the hell it is, the Samsung, but the system is still insisting that it wants to deal with the Sabrent as the default. That's possible.
Okay.
Without knowing, it's going to be hard to tell.
Well, we have pictures coming up. In fact, maybe we'll go ahead to the picture that deals with the boot drives. I Googled changing boot manager. There was a process, but it didn't work. The drive has been reformatted twice. I clicked on that line and yes or no popped up. So I chose no, but I clicked on that line again to check it. And it immediately, I got the black screen and buffering. I'm going to assume the spinning wait wheel. Luckily, Windows reacts and sends me to login window. That was the start of the debacle, exactly. And after losing top monitor and 3.5 hours later, Windows responded with a restore option. That drive has been a pain, but I was originally going to put Linux on that drive. He goes on more about Linux and other operating systems. So I'm going to stop there and I'm going to go bring up photos. Let's see, I think I have his photos, yeah, down here. So who do we got coming in? Gary Weisenberger. Hello, Gary.
Hello, sorry about that. I muted.
All right, there you go. You may get high, but you'll never be. You may get high, but you'll never be. I better tie down this sand. I wouldn't want it to fly off high. Oh, there's a good truck driver tying down a load of sand on a flatbed truck. All right, that's good. That's a winner. So here's a photo he's got showing his BIOS. Picture not real good. Boot override. Windows Boot Manager Sabrent. Oh, that's what he's referring to. Windows Boot Manager is on the Sabrent. And a Samsung SSD Evo. And it's the Samsung that he wants to be booting Windows.
Okay, but I'm trying to see. He's in the BIOS. I can't see enough of it. Some of the screen seems to be cut off.
Yeah, we're not seeing the full right side of the screen, and it looks to me like the menu options at the top are MIT, System, Peripherals, Chipset, and then something that starts with the letter B, which is probably boot, and I think that's what
Probably.
he's showing us right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Is the boot screen. Now, then also the word Sabrent is in there twice. On the first line for Windows Boot Manager, then there's the Samsung SSD, then there's Sabrent.
Sorry.
That's normal by my recollection. Windows Boot Manager typically has a line of its own, even though it exists on one of the drives that are listed below.
Huh?
Are we in agreement on that?
I think so.
Actually, excuse me, he's booting, looks like to the Samsung, but he's calling it Sabrent.
Did you say he's calling it Sabrent?
Yeah, I think we had that 2 weeks ago. I saw one of your videos. I wasn't on it, but you were dealing with some somebody.
Oh,
And he
Tim
had a-
Cruz. That's a different person.
I know, but he had a hard drive called SSD or something.
The volume was labeled as SSD.
Yeah, the
And I-
volume in Windows was labeled wrong.
And I think the Samsung is going to be labeled Sabrent because the Sabrent is underneath of it. He's got two drives here you can choose from.
Yeah, the two drives I'm seeing, the one is Samsung SSD 970, and below that Sabrent. The top entry, Windows Boot Manager. I haven't focused on this significantly, but my impression has been that Windows Boot Manager shows up. It's not a separate drive. It's the Windows Boot Manager exists on one of the following drives, but it is the first thing the computer looks at as far as deciding how to boot the computer. And I'm saying that by deduction. I haven't researched it, not claiming to know what I'm talking about there, but I have noticed Windows Boot Manager showing on the top line and have had the impression that it actually exists on one of the below listed drives.
That is correct.
Okay.
And you can pick which one, save it, just like in another boot from that. As an example, when you used it, you clone from one drive to the other,
Yeah.
change on your boot up which drive you're going to boot to, then go in and wipe out the second drive if you so choose. In other words, your system, if it's a current system, can have two boot drives. Not a good idea, but you can do that.
Right, and could cause you some troubles.
Yes.
And I'm thinking that's what he originally had trouble with. His first issue came up when his computer was failing to boot on the drive that he wanted it to after having worked successfully for a while. And in that link that I put into chat, my speculation was that his intended boot drive got damaged. Therefore, the computer was booting to Windows on the other drive, which had a valid bootable image. And his efforts to fix that in BIOS did not work out. I think the quickest solution would have been to disconnect the boot drive he didn't want it to boot on, which would force Windows into repair mode on the drive that was damaged. And it appears that eventually that did happen because eventually it started booting on the right drive and then it was working fine. As I interpret his email.
What I would do if it was me, right now, if he's running off the Sabrent and it works, I would clone it to the other drive, wipe the other drive, clone it to that, and then go into BIOS, switch the other drive, and boot to that, and then get rid of the Sabrent. Or,
Now, something that I told him in that link from the Windows Daily episode was that the order that these show up in BIOS is not going to control the order that or which drive is going to be booting on if the Windows boot manager is specifying to boot on a particular drive. Windows boot manager, as in this instance, I believe is telling the computer to boot on the Sabrent, to boot Windows on the Sabrent, even though the Samsung SSD is seen first by BIOS. And again, I haven't tested this or researched it to prove it, but that's just my deduction.
Oh, I mean, I won't say I've tested it on purpose, but every machine I buy with a 1 terabyte drive or less. Get rid of that, and it'll boot to whatever you set in BIOS under the I'm going to say it wrong, but the unified BIOS.
Yeah.
And it takes the manager there, and I'll always come up after the clone, and it'll have which one you want. I say that one. I even forget to go into it.
Okay, so then, Gary, let me ask you your opinion about this MS config entry. Bringing it up on screen again on the boot tab. This screen, my deduction, is that if you have multiple drives that have bootable Windows 10 images, or Windows 11 for that matter, you can click on one and set it as default, and the computer's going to boot Windows on that drive regardless of how it's listed in BIOS.
I actually have not tried that recently. I do not know. I haven't used that since forever. The only thing I've ever used that for is safe boot. I mean,
I missed that last part again. Last time you used that, what?
The boot menu there is for safe boot. I haven't used that in 5 years.
Oh, you use that for safe. Yeah, but this can be used to select which drive that you want to boot on. My preference was to only have one drive that has a Windows operating system. Now, this is the big beast build, and there are multiple drives, but there's only one drive that has a Windows installation. If I were to connect another drive in this computer that has a valid Windows installation on it, I believe it would show up in this list. And it would not become the default unless I switch it to be the default. Now, again, haven't tested that. Go take a look at chat and see if there's, what do we got? 12:17 now. Scroll up for oranges. Oh, computer age training. He's noticing my shirt. At one point in time, I was thinking about using the YouTube channel name Computer Age Training, and I got the shirt to kind of try it on for size, see how I felt about it. There's actually a cat because the acronym for Computer Age Training is CAT. But I didn't go with that name. So once in a while, I wear the shirt.
Now, my solution to this is rather brute force.
Which is
he boots, make sure that he's booted to whatever drive it is that he normally wants it to boot to.
Yeah.
I would make a backup. I would remove the Sabrent drive, do a fresh install on the Samsung, and restore the image. That's what I would do. And then after all of that is set correctly, I would maybe put the Sabrent back in and immediately format it. Yes, the Sabrent, and immediately format it. But when you're installing a Windows operating system, or you want to have just one drive.
Yeah.
Because it's too easy to make a mistake.
Yeah.
That's my solution. My solution to this is I remove the Sabrent, put it maybe in an enclosure or whatever, just remove it. Once he's done the backup of the system, then I would do a fresh install on the Samsung, restore the image to the system, and format that Sabrent before it goes back in the machine. That's my solution.
Now,
it's rather brute force, but that's my solution.
Yeah. The only exception I take to that is we don't know why he has the second drive there and what he does with it, what his purpose are. But now he does tell us more in this email. So let me, I'll hit one more orange chat message here. MS config reflects the boot configuration stored in the boot configuration the data, whatever that is, BCD. Simply cloning the drive doesn't alter the BCD by default. And that is my impression too, that it's not gonna change what the default boot drive is. Now, I'm sorry, folks, I can't read all of the messages. It's just going to take us too long. So hit me in orange if you're saying something that you really think I need to include in the conversation. Zavi Menor, I'll hit the last one. He installed a new operating system on the Samsung when the Sabrent was also in the computer. So the Windows boot manager remains the Sabrent. Yes.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. Yes, and the first thing he should have done was he should have removed the Sabrent and done the clean install on the Samsung, format or whatever, format the Sabrent, and then put it back in the machine.
Yeah. Now let me take you on further on his email because this gets more complicated.
Surprise.
Later Windows for the store, that drive has been a pain. Okay, so here, I was originally going to put Linux on that drive. And you guys are keeping track of which drive he's talking about better than I am. I was originally going to put Linux on that drive. Videos told me to use VMware. I loaded Ubuntu to start on that drive, and VMware subscription was $300. And I wasn't going to pay that much. Ubuntu was free, but I was researching VMware to load Kali Linux and found Windows had HyperX. So I gave it a try. I learned real quick how lousy and pathetic it was. So that's when I reformatted that drive again. Oracle VM popped up then, but not sure what the cost would be. And still that drive is empty. So anyway, how do I change the boot manager? Should I start with removing it first in BIOS, the PICs, and we just saw those. And we just went through, I think, what our recommendation is. Remove the drives that you don't want it to be on, do fresh install on the drive that you want to be using, and keep it clean.
Right now, it sounds like he only has one drive that has anything on it, doesn't it? Or did I miss that?
Frankly, I can't keep track of this. This is just muddled in my head. So let me finish this email, then we can discuss. In BIOS, the PICs are out of order. Every time I click on a line, I get a whole new page. So I have to go in BIOS again and try to keep everything in order, but need to address these issues first. I have like 50 some questions about this and that in BIOS. So I need to put some kind of order of the pictures. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, that's not his most recent email. Let's see, what was it? No, this one was not just minutes later. Oops, this is page for EMP. Yeah, again, what am I supposed to know here? Not sure what that is. Now, there's a couple other pictures. I'll hit you with those right quick, and then we'll move on. More stuff in BIOS. Here's stuff about memory. So here's that 2133. Now, right? That's because he doesn't have XMP turned on.
That's usually the default. He's probably got, I don't know, he could have any one of a number of things. Like 3200, I think, will default to that speed.
All right.
Well, quick question. What kind of computer is it? Do we know?
I looked at his older emails, and I'm not sure if this is the same computer that were in his older emails. So I'd have to say at this point, well, up here it says Aptio setup. Isn't that Aptio? Is that an Aptos?
I think that's an old computer, isn't it? Anybody?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Memory multiplier tweaker, channel rate, memory channels timing.
Yeah, that 133 makes me think it's old for some reason, but what do I know?
What number were you just? Oh, up here. Memory ODD
the very first
ratio.
line where it says extreme memory profile, that needs to be enabled.
Yeah, it is currently disabled. Now, this memory ODD ratio is 100/133 or 200/266. Does that revise your last comment, Gary, at all?
Yes, it looks like, okay, yeah.
It has either or, and the computer has to be new enough for this 200/266, whatever that is. I don't know that I've ever heard of this memory odd ratio before.
Yeah, that's not an issue, but The only thing I disagree with Jim, I agree with everything he's saying, except we don't know the speed of the memory to begin with. He might have went cheap. You don't know what he actually bought.
All right.
Doesn't matter. It'll do whatever the profile is on the RAM. It's going to query the RAM for the profile.
Right. No, I agree. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so then here's his last photo. Gives us a CPU base clock. Most clock value 100 megahertz. IGP ratio 30. PCIDM PEG clock frequency.
Yeah, leave all this alone. Leave all this alone.
Yeah, don't or tell him don't make any changes in here.
No.
Although here's extreme memory profile again. So we've seen it disabled, I think, on 3 different photos, right?
Yeah, he may be going up and down the menu and taking pictures as he goes.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Well, now on this first picture, we think he's showing the boot menu. On this second picture, he's clearly on the MIT page. And the third screen, he's still on MIT. So he's gone, I'm going to guess down here, memory channel timing. When he selects that, is that? No, that I don't think that's
no
this
need to go
page.
in there. There's no need to go in there.
Yeah, leave all this alone. Except for the fact that all 3 of these have mentioned that extreme XMP is disabled. This looks like it can be changed on this page. Looks like it can be changed on this page. And
it's the same page.
Oh, it's not on this page.
He's scrolling up and down through the menu options. That's what you're seeing.
All right. CPU base clock. So the picture 2 and picture 3, they both say MIT at the top.
Right.
Is this maybe the top half of that page and then
Correct. Top half and the bottom half.
Memory channel. So this is the bottom half. All right. Well, that sounds likely. We just don't get to see the scroll bar on the right, which would confirm it.
Right.
All right. All right. So only thing we have to advise him here is enable XMP.
For this part, yes.
All right.
The other part is it depends on how much he wants to deal with. But my suggestion is remove the Sabrent, format it outside of the machine if he has an enclosure that he can put it into.
All right.
Redo the system with only the one drive that he wants to boot from in there. Then add the Sabrent after the fact. That's my recommendation.
Yeah, that's a clean way to go. All right. That takes us to 12:30. Back to chat room. Things in orange here. Ran Israel, VirtualBox, VMware Player are free products. So that's in reference to his comment about VMware subscription being $300. Isn't it VMware that I put on this computer for doing virtual computers?
I use
No.
VirtualBox.
You use what?
I use something called VirtualBox.
No, I'm not understanding what you're saying there.
VirtualBox.
VirtualBox. VirtualBox. Okay. Let's see. Oops.
I don't have it on this computer, but I use it at the group home.
All right. I'm minimizing a whole bunch of windows to get to the desktop to see what I have, because you can tell I use it all that frequently. Not. Oracle VM VirtualBox. That's different than VMware. All right. There. Back to chat room. Orange, RAN Israel, Hyper-V, not HyperX is built into Windows, but it's not for everyone.
That's an understatement.
demeanor, Aptio is a BIOS provider. Is it typically on certain makes of computer?
It's on ASUS. MSI.
Cases?
Yeah,
Okay.
gigabyte, excuse me.
First picture is exit menu, no picture of boot menu. Okay, that kind of makes sense also because let's see, get back to that first picture. Yeah, because it has a save and exit. And boot override. Boot override is so that you can select which drive you want it to boot on now. You're overriding the boot configuration.
Yeah, overriding the default, he has to go to probably the actual boot menu and then
Yeah.
a list of options that he can set.
Yeah, so this exit menu serves us no purpose whatsoever. Doesn't show us anything about his BIOS configuration. This menu is only for the purpose of exiting with saving or without saving. Or you could load optimized defaults. You could save your profile. You could load a profile, which means all the settings that are saved with a particular profile. Or you could tell it which drive you want to boot on this time. But this doesn't change anything about your BIOS settings.
Hey Jimmy, that joke from the TV show Bob Park,
Yes.
that's what I thought.
Oh, the shirt?
Recognize it.
All right, showing off Jim's shirt, spotlighting. I am so happy off right now. Such a Doug. All right, back to chat.
I recognize the kid because I've seen a couple of videos.
Oops, let's take you off spotlight. There. Ball, you installed Oracle VirtualBox. That's one he mentioned as a possibility, but he left off the VirtualBox, so he must have said Oracle. Is it free? Yes. Oracle VirtualBox is free. Yes. EasyBVF is free. So I don't know if we can go down the road with him at all as far as his interest in Linux and virtual machines. That's certainly not my expertise at all. All right, moving on to another subject on the list of subjects, because there are some that I can deal with. Oh, I see why that's going over there. What happens is I have screen here. This browser over here is on monitor number 3. It doesn't here's the one that I need. And then get back to my subjects. All right, so because I know a few of these in here are pretty quick to talk about. Plans for a highly searchable premiere video this Wednesday. I almost called it plans for a viral video, but that's really not the right words to use. So at this point, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be out of town Tuesday evening, going up to the cabin. So Wednesday will not have any shows, not on this channel or Fortnite. And a premiere that I have ready to go. It's about 10 minutes long. I'm planning to run it on Wednesday, and I'm hoping that it will generate some views and some questions coming to us for the community to deal with. It's an edited form of the work that we did with Tim Cruz's computer regarding troubleshooting the blue screen errors. And I've titled it and composed it in such a way that I'm hoping it'll get a good position on Google search results. I have several videos on my channel that have gotten good attention through Google and YouTube, but I don't put much focus onto creating that kind of content because it's kind of not what I like to do. But it generates attention for the channel and hopefully more questions from people on their Windows computers. and to so I'm just giving you a heads up that that's coming up on Wednesday. It's about 10 minutes long, and to just document for the purposes of the channel currently as of August 12th, 2023. If I go to my popular videos, 2 years ago, the repairing HP all-in-one computer that won't turn on, that continues getting comments on my channels. There's 26,000 views at this point. In Windows 11, my speculation of what it will be, that's not generating any more comment traffic. iPhone messages, how to upgrade Windows 10 Home. So in my mind, I do not have much at all. This is the only one that I really consider something that hits search results for people, yet it doesn't steer people to these live sessions. So this 10-minute premiere on Wednesday, I've crafted with the intention that hopefully it will do that.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Are you gonna do a population video on Windows 12?
No. Not until Microsoft actually announces it. And until a version of Windows is announced, I have zero interest in talking about it. So that was a simple answer. So we did 4, we did 6, 7, 4 iPads, 1 laptop from a client this morning. I picked these up from a client's office this morning. The laptop is also listed on another section. We're not going to do that today because I just don't have the energy to go for it. But you can see there's a swollen battery, and this is the second of this particular model computer. This is a husband and wife, both are kind of semi-retired but still running their businesses. They bought 2 of these, and I replaced the battery in the wife's computer. I think that was during a Saturday live show. I may or may not film that when I'm replacing that battery, but from this client, I also got, he sent me a text message the other day that he bought 2 new iPads. He tends to buy for himself and his wife each time. So 2 new iPad Pros. He gave me those, and he gave me the old iPads of each of theirs. And my task, should I choose to accept it, my mission is to set up the new iPads the same as the old iPads and get them back to them. It's just telling work that I'm doing for real clients. And so that takes care of 7 and 8. And that covers all of the topics. I don't know the procedure on the iPads. I don't know that well enough to do that during a stream, and also that's going to, of course, have some personally identifiable information there.
Well, if it works like the iPhones, it'll be relatively painless.
Yeah, because I think I should just be able to, I'll check the old iPads to see that they are uploading to iCloud, and then also see if there's comparable to the iMac Time Machine that does a backup. You can restore it to another computer, even on a different operating system, because this is probably a more up-to-date operating system on the iPads, or it might be the same because iPads upgrade their operating systems. It's possible they might all be on the same operating system. We're just swapping old hardware.
Now, it's been a while since I've done it, but if I remember correctly, nearly all the data, you just set the devices next to each other and you set them up to, I can't remember what the procedure is at this point, but it's literally, you basically set the 2 devices next to each other.
Yes, I have done that. Now that you mention that, I recall doing that as well.
So the iPads may be doing the same thing. You might want to check that.
As long as the iPad that you are transferring to is on the same Wi-Fi network as the other iPad, you should be able to tell one iPad to transfer to the other iPad.
I think that is correct. So, and thank you for mentioning that, because I hadn't even thought things through yet. But yeah, I know I have done things like that before.
This is one of the few things I will give Apple credit for.
Yeah. Yeah. Transferring from one machine to a new machine. Yeah, good. All right. Let's see. Here's Gary's put in a link, Newegg. Reduced redline 64-bit, some SODIMM memory. I'm going to guess that might have been in response to conversations going in chat that I'm not current with. Yeah, I see there's been conversations related to memory. This tape will just self-destroy in 15 seconds. Mission impossible.
Mm.
Celestia Guru, hello. In gray, I recognize the name. I've seen the name before. YouTube is giving me an error on my posts as Selden Ball. Oh, that's Selden Ball's alternate name. With a red vertical bar next to them and a X error try again below the chat column.
Yeah, YouTube did that to me a couple of times too. I can't remember. In one case, I basically changed a word or something in what I was trying to type, and it went through. I've seen that happen to me as well.
All right. Maybe some.
It's being triggered on something.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. How about?
In fact, more recently, I made a comment on one of Carrie's streams where I put in the name QuickBooks and I put it all in as one word with a capital Q and a capital B.
Yeah.
And YouTube threw me an error. As soon as I put a space between quick and books, the post went through.
All right.
It's something really stupid.
So Selden, can you copy and paste, copy your original attempted comment or type it in exactly and see if it'll come in under your Celestia Guru name with the exact same wording? But he says post, plural. He says, I was trying to apologize to Rand that I couldn't remember whether I was using WSL v1 or WSL v2. Wintermute just tested QuickBooks. Worked. Yeah, it could be the other words surrounding it or the context.
And it could be. No idea for sure. But
yeah,
I tried it one way, it didn't work. I tried it putting a space between, and that was literally 15 seconds later, and it went through. So I don't know. I think YouTube's just throwing up random errors, unfortunately.
All right. Yeah, well, the chat room with YouTube, the things that Ken Stout and I have been experiencing about different experiences where we don't see all the chat room comments. Yeah, I think it was yesterday when I was opening up or popping out chat, I lost more than half of the comments and they weren't visible. And so yesterday I had to stick within the small chat window. Plenty of DDR4, that's conversation going on between people. If there's any previous comments in chat that you want to direct my attention to, just put in the time increment for it, and I'll go back to that. Here's the vMinor. To boot from a drive, you can choose with boot menu during the post. Depending upon the BIOS, it may be F12 and Aptio. Yeah, I don't think Sin was actually needing that, but yeah, various BIOS has ways to do that. Lawn Dog, did you see Dave's Garage? He posted yesterday about artificial intelligence and Chat GPT explaining how it works. Fantastic bit of knowledge. I think I saw the notification for it, but I haven't watched it. And somehow, this is interesting. Is anyone else having this experience? It seems to happen a lot with Ken Stout's videos, because a lot of his shows I watch after the fact, and sometimes it's when I'm driving up to Huntington. And after that video finishes, it automatically goes to Dave's Garage. When the Dave's Garage video finishes, it automatically goes to another Dave's Garage video. Well, I like his videos, so I let them run, and I'm wondering am I getting that just because I have watched some of his videos? So I guess what I'm asking the chat room, is anyone else getting hit a lot with Dave's Garage videos?
No, but I will tell you this, YouTube does randomly turn back on autoplay.
Yes, and I think if I turn off autoplay on my cell phone, which is typically where that's happening, that would probably stop. Greg M says, I've seen that happen when I have played the last video in my watch list. Okay, then it would go on with whatever YouTube chooses to show you next. And let's see, if I would go over here to, let's see, YouTube, and let's pretend that let's see, I've got this muted, so I'll go ahead and click play and let this play out and see what this does next. Now I have autoplay off. Oh, this is live. That's still going live. That hasn't ended yet. So that's not going to be a good demonstration. If I click home, that's not going to demonstrate this. If I go to my channel and then play one of my old live streams, or pretend to, go to the end and see what it does next if I have autoplay turned off. Fast forwarding it so it gets to the end quicker, because I've seen enough of him. Okay, so that just gets these, and then I think these are what would play next if I had autoplay turned on. So now if I go back here a little bit, turn autoplay on, fast forward. There's double speed, and then it should go on to some other video. Yeah, up next, Tetra Burst, Satellite, Security Now. All right, so it's taking me to a Security Now video. And that's been very common. Next up video for me. Yeah, so here's here. Now when I finish that one, it'll go on to this one, I think. Let's build a modem profile. I click to the end of that. Still on double speed. It should go on automatically to let's build a modern portfolio. I think that's called the What's Next list. Kubernetes 101. Nope. Oh, here's Kubernetes 101. Skip down a ways. All right. So that just goes to support the fact that I don't understand what YouTube's doing.
I don't think YouTube understands what YouTube's doing.
I thought
don't think YouTube understands what it's doing.
Making it up as they go, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, here I happen to catch a chat that addressed me by name. Doug, my chat name. Can I join chat? It is correct on YouTube, but if I put a comment on a video in the comment section, some numbers get added. Yes, I can explain that. Londog, if you go to your channel, I'm going to go to your channel, and this right here, Londog7554, should be what is showing up when you comment on a video. The chat room shows your user-friendly name, but that's not unique. So in the chat room, that's okay for a non-unique name to show up. But comments on a video, they want to show the unique channel identifier. if they used lawn dog on comments, then there'd just be way too much impersonations going on. Somebody else could create a YouTube channel that has a different, what I'm going to say, I think they call it channel identifier. I don't think they call it URL because URL is up here. But somebody else could create another channel and they could use exactly this spelling of your name and impersonate you in the chat room. So it's easier to impersonate in the chat room, but comments on a video, you can't impersonate that because you're going to see your unique channel identifier. That's the reason you're seeing those numbers. So lawn dog, does that explain your question? Oh, he says, oh, maybe he's going to answer it for me. I did a little bit of research to figure out what's going on. It's something about claiming your handle. I don't understand. Yeah, handle. That's what that is. Now, you can change your handle. You can change this to be something more to your liking. The way you change that is I'll go to, I can't go to change it for you. So you go to YouTube Studio. Even if you're not a content creator, everyone has YouTube Studio because simply because you have a YouTube account, you have everything available to you as a content creator. So then, I always forget, is it settings or customization? I'm going to try settings. Channel. Say again, Gary?
Customization.
It is customization? All right. So go to customization, branding. I think it's branding. Picture profile, video. Nope, wrong. Oh, basic info. Yeah, here's the channel name. And then here's the handle. So you can change your handle down here and you can change it back within 14 days. Handles can be changed twice every 14 days. So you can change it to something that you like better that doesn't have those numbers after it. Now, whatever your handle is, that you can use that to get to your channel by going youtube.com/ and then put in whatever your handle is. And if you do the / live after that, it will take you to the current running live stream or the next scheduled live stream. And it takes you straight to this page on your channel. I would like you to examine what's going on, explain it to me and others because it's very common. I think you might have to do a little research before you can tell it. Nope, I didn't have to do research. And Wintermute is saying the same thing. It's your handle and it can be changed. If you look at many of us in the comment section after videos have been completed, you will see the numbers added to our chat name. Not everybody has numbers. If you don't specifically create your own handle, YouTube will automatically put numbers on there, I think, even if nobody else is using the base component of your channel name. If I get back to Lawn Dog's channel, for instance, go to channel. You might be tempted to think that Lawn Dog 7554 implies that there are at least 7,553 other people using the name Lawn Dog. No. If I copy just that much and then search YouTube for a channel called Lawn Dog, and then let's see, this doesn't give, oh, filters over here on the right side. Sometimes it's on the left side, depending upon what screen you're doing the search from. And then search for channels using the name Lawn Dog. So here's others that use the name Lawn Dog. I see 3 of them that use specifically at least that much. Here's Lawn Dog Gaming 1743. So that person has never changed their handle. This one did. So Lawn Dog without anything after it is already taken by somebody else. You will not be able to use that. And none of these others, I don't know why these others came up in search results for Lawn Dog. Oh no, this is a different spelling. This is not DAWG. So Lawn Dog, you might be able to change your URL, but your handle by just backspacing over those numbers and then saving that change. It's possible that it won't accept it if somebody else is using it, but they don't show up in search results. I don't know, they might have a suspended channel or hidden channel or some other reason why they don't show up. Okay, I'll check that out. Find it puzzling. I don't exactly know how to handle it. I saw something about having to renew every couple of weeks. Algorithm. Might take my very popular chat handle. Believe me, as silly as my first name is, there are a lot of people using it in various spellings. I guess that's implying that his first name is actually Lon. Maybe Lonnie, maybe just Lon. Seems to me that somebody has taken my handle. I don't think so. Try taking those numbers out. Greg M has his handle as Greg M without the space. And you can't have spaces. I don't think you can have spaces in the handle. He's going to try changing it. And Israel the lawn dog. Oh, I guess here's another way we could do that is go to a new page, youtube.com/lawn DAWG. If that takes us to somebody else's channel, then it is taken. Yep. It is already taken. So sad, so sorry.
Is it case sensitive?
I don't think it's case sensitive. Meaning, could you change it to capital L and D? I don't think so. And we should be able to. Well, URLs are not case. Well, after the slash is case sensitive, isn't it? You know, in some environments, but I don't think for this it would be. This should take us to the same thing. Yeah, it does.
Yep.
Yep. No dice. You want to go argue it with that guy? Be my guest. Need to specify the @ sign to use the handle and URL. YouTube says you have to use the @ symbol, but you don't. See, if I go put the @ symbol before the handle, should come into the same place. It does. Yeah, they say you have to use the @ symbol, but you don't. Brand is saying I have to specify the @ sign. No, I don't. Disagree. YouTube documentation says you do, but it works without it. Again, YouTube doesn't know what they're doing. So break the rules when you can. Wait, did I say that? Edit, edit, edit. And Rand points out that channel had the same friendly name as the handle. Yes, it'll let you make that change and do it. Now, I specifically did not want to set my handle as LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts because nobody's going to want to type all that out, but youtube.com/LWTDB is a little more plausible, but you have to convert the channel name to the acronym. Not the best solution in the world, but don't have to do that a lot. All right, I think we're getting ready to shut this down. Any last comments in chat or Zoom?
Yeah, a couple of quickies if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
I posted, I mean, it's no big deal, but I posted the memory in chat.
Yeah.
We've been playing with the 96 gigabyte twin 48 gigabyte chips. They're working fine. And notebooks from Dell, Asus, MSI. That's wrong one. I did that one because I was talking about that's pretty good price for 2 terabyte Gen 4.
Okay, so it looks like you got 3 links in there.
No, the price for another 32 gig is just about the price of 3 chips, and obviously you can't put 3 chips in most laptops.
Okay, so these 2 links that you have for the memory, one's 64 gigabytes, the other's 96 gigabytes, 2 48 gigabytes. And then this other one was 232 gigabytes. So the point you're making that you've been using
The 248s.
the 248s and it's been working.
Yep.
All right.
Memory is king when you're doing compiles with a million lines of code, literally.
Yeah. Now, when I'm many people, including myself, were questioning, is there any point for me getting this computer with 256 gigabytes of RAM, and would I ever use that? Well, when I have my the editing software, Adobe Premiere, and I'm editing my trailers or the 10-minute video, I will commonly bring up Task Manager, and I see it running up to 200 gigabytes in use. As I develop, I can see that growing as I go, and I think it is a defective thing about how Adobe Premiere and other editing softwares handle memory, because it seems like every time I go to a new what do they call it? We'll take a section of edits and make that a new package so I can review it and put it into a new timeline as one unit instead of all separate pieces. That just seems to eat up more memory. So it might be partially the way I do video editing that is not recommended, but yeah, and there's also times I've seen when something's going wrong and I'll just hands off the keyboard and I'll see the memory in use just keep growing and growing and growing until I get some kind of blue screen or fatal exception error or some kind of a crash.
We use actually a quick aside, because I got in just about the time you were trying to upload Josh's thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's whatever. I've been out of anyway. I uploaded with Edge with no problem, zip, and I have security up the yin yang on my system, my routers, firewalls. I actually have a standalone firewall in industrial because I have like 400 IPs that hit my home box at one time. I mean, I have cameras all over. I have cameras at different properties outside our house. So it's not an Edge issue. It's a setup issue.
Yeah, I don't think I don't really think it had anything to do with Edge itself. I mean, I don't think it's so much so that a lot of people are having that trouble. I think it's more likely somehow Edge on his computer and his Aunt Mary's computer. I'm at a loss to speculate as to why. Now, the things that are common between those computers, well, they have the same connection to the internet. They may have some other software in common that Josh wanted on each of them. Now
The only other thing these computers have in common is I put ZoomText and I put my JAWS and I put my ZoomText keyboard on here.
Yeah.
And I put Zooms on here, DougBetts remote, DougBetts Zoom, Tim Zooms on here.
Yeah.
But BLP's on here. But the only thing I don't really have on here is Fortnite.
What antivirus do you have, Josh?
WebRoot.
That might be a problem.
There. You have that on both computers?
I have them on all three of them. All four of them, actually.
So your computers at the group home are not having this trouble with Edge, and they also have WebRoot.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Gary.
Oh, I was going to say, then it's not at WebRoot.
Well, it's likely not. I wouldn't be at all surprised that there's some really bizarre, strange coincidence that's causing it. And that makes it very difficult to troubleshoot. And I think just because it's not very important to you, because it's a simple solution to just use the other browser, that at this point, I'm not interested in trying to troubleshoot that because there's too many You're just throwing mud at the wall without some kind of focus.
I was going to say a couple, like I said, I got two more if you don't mind. One, my wife was going through some papers as we're consolidating some stuff. She wants to sell our stuff in Florida. And granddaughter's got 2 more years, and that's till she gets her different job. Anyway, she found a program that I wrote the first printout of the program and of what it did. And I'm bragging, I admit. Printout was 1974.
All right. All right. I'll give you that
Valuation
brag.
and inventory for a manufacturing company. I was 15.
You were 15.
1970. Yeah.
All right.
So what is that? 49 years?
Yeah.
And I'm still working.
All right.
Well, and Wi-Fi over the Atlantic last month and last week over the Pacific.
Ah, okay. With Elon Musk's gadget.
No, while flying. No.
Oh, while flying. All right.
Yeah. Business.
Are we still gonna practice Fortnite?
Yes, Josh. About an hour from now.
Okay. Just shoot me an email.
Okay.
Get your way.
All right. Bye, Josh. Let's see. So let's say there's some interaction there between Wintermute and Lawn Dog about his handle. Ran Israel tried it with his own handle. The @ sign was required for him. Oh, okay. So he's saying RAN 972 didn't work. Whereas @ symbol, I don't know why the difference then. RAN 972. See, did I do that right? RAN 972 does not work. I'm wondering if it might be that RAN 972 is probably what YouTube originally came up with. Oh, I got an idea. Now, if you change your handle to something else, then test whether you can do it without the @ symbol. Another possibility is that there was a point in time that YouTube implemented that @ symbol, and I had the theory that channels that were created before that implementation might not be required to use it, but this channel is since 2012, so that negates that. So Ran, I'd be interested if you change your handle to something else, does it then work without the @ symbol? Obviously, it's not required when the handle and the friendly name are identical. Well, not required when they are identical. Well, mine are not identical, and I don't have to use the @ symbol. He's speculating there that it's required when they are identical. Use a handle you like it. When you like and it's yours, only yours. Now, that's why I thought it was strange that they would allow you to change it every, 15 days or something like that? Because each time you change it, does that make that handle not usable to somebody else ever?
It's only not usable because I've played with it with somebody else when it's being used.
So are you saying that if you change your handle and then change it again, the first change that you did is no longer available for anyone else to use?
If originally, oh God, about a year ago, I think it was you, me, Wintermute, and maybe even Jim. We were talking about it on your chat here.
Oh,
And somebody else literally had mine. And I tried
someone else
I
had
found out who it was. And actually, it was a second cousin.
Oh, all right.
And when he let go, because he changed it to his birth year, and I just got rid of it, which is actually not mine anyway. I'm actually using his name.
So he let go of what he had, and then you were able to use it?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't tell me he did, but I mean, just like whoever's first, there's 3 people that use that name. One is Professor in something in California. One is a doctor in Kentucky, Cincinnati, and one is me. And we fight each other for Google or Gmail, whatever.
All right. Rand continues saying, no, tried it. Not entirely certain what you were responding no to. It meaning you changed your handle and you were not able to use, or you were not able to eliminate the @ symbol. That's what I think you're saying no to, that did not work. You have enough subscribers to allow a short URL. I don't think so, because I made that up when I was down in the neighborhood of 100 subscribers.
Yeah, but yours had that sign behind it, didn't it?
Well, yeah, it shows the @ symbol. I'm just saying I don't have to include it when I type it into as
Right.
a URL.
Agreed.
But yeah, the channel handle, when I go to my settings page, it shows the @ symbol. And you can't stop that from appearing there. No, you don't have to reclaim it every 2 weeks. No, you do not have to do that, Lawn Dog.
Nope, just you can change it twice in every 14 days.
Yeah, that doesn't
Yep,
mean you have
very-
to go back and reclaim it. You also have LWTDB short URL on your channel before they were. Yes, I did that before YouTube announced handles, before they announced the @ symbol issue. But so did Rand Israel's, was a 2012 account, so he had it before then too. Except that he hadn't changed it from the default. All right, enough of that. Let's put this to bed. Goodbye. You know the drill. Please say goodbye to the channel.
Goodbye.
Good night, Gracie.
All right. And
John,
then,
bye.
let's see, ending the Zoom meeting, and at the synchronize pressing of the Stream Deck button to bring up my email. I was about to say my YouTube channel. Have a great weekend, everybody. You can send an email with a question that you'd like me to respond to during a Windows Daily Show, or something that you need help with, whatever it may be. Rand Israel says, try changing your handle to something other than LWTDB and see if the @ symbol is needed or not. You know what? I don't want to do that, because I don't want to lose the ability to not have the @ symbol, because I set that before YouTube announced that. So if I change it now, I might lose that capability, but I don't mind playing around with it on my Fortnite channel. Maybe I'll do that. All right. That's it. Click the button, Doug. Get out of here. Goodbye. Hasta la vista. Goodbye. I said goodbye already.